Welcome back, everybody. Long time no see. Hell, we're rolling in right into the next video. We just got done installing the cooling system on the 03, new radiator, water pump, thermostat, hoses, the whole works. Go check it out. Link will be in the description. Honestly, I don't know which video is going to go up first, so that may sound a little fucked up. But we're back in here, and we're going to get the power steering all sorted out on this truck. About like the cooling system, all the way up until the starting point. We can't start the truck right now. We don't have the lift pump in, but we're gonna get everything installed, and I'm gonna go over everything with you guys, what you're gonna need. We yanked this thing off the other day, but I'll go over with how you uninstall it and reinstall it, and what exactly we're gonna be upgrading to. Super stoked about it. I hope you guys are too. I know this is something that a lot of the third gen guys in the crowd are gonna be excited to see. I'll have part numbers, I'll have everything involved with you guys. But I just got back into the shop. I ran and grabbed a little snack. I'm gonna get some tools out, get all situated, get it heated up in here just a little bit, and we'll dive straight into the install. Before I show you guys all the upgraded power steering stuff, I just kind of wanted to go across all the disassembly side of things. Now obviously we're already 100% disassembled, but bear with me. Now, before you start unbolting anything on the power steering pump, get some stuff out of the way. Go ahead and get your driver's side front inner fender liner. Go ahead and get it out of here. We got ours sitting over there by the motorcycle. Get it out of there so you can go ahead and gain access to the side of your power steering pump. And then come up top. And now you, again, don't have to do this, but it just makes your life a whole lot easier. You don't have to remove your intake horn. That's kind of, you don't have to do that. But your upper radiator hose, get it out of the way. Because I promise it'll save you a whole bunch of cussing and hooting and hollering. After the radiator hose, get your drive belt off. Get it off of the power steering pump itself. Get it off the pulley. After that, you're just down to, let me see, high pressure line, and then you've got a hose clamp on your return line. And then you got 3 bolts that you got to access through the front of your pulley. Sorry if I got a whole bunch of light going. So you can access it super easy from the side here. You guys can see your return right here that goes to the bottom where your canister would be. It's got a hose clamp on it. You're going to want to disconnect that bad boy. And then you've got your high pressure fitting right here, and you're going to have a new O-ring to put on there as well. But I took a whole bunch of brake clean and cleaned up around here best I could, just because you don't want no shit getting inside your power steering pump. Now, whenever we install our new one, we will be flushing the system, so I will get to that. Don't you guys worry. Don't fret a single bit. It is going to be a mess draining it, so I have a pan ready. You guys can see my big stain down here. I left a towel down there because it's going to be dripping. Let's see if I can come down here. Pretty easy way to drain it. You can just disconnect your return right there, and it'll drain right on out of the canister. So like I say, whenever we get into flushing the system, I'll get into that near the end of the video. But I just kind of want to go over what all we got. I told you guys, I get scatterbrained sometimes. Once you disconnect both of your hoses from the bottom of the pump, that's where your return goes. There's your high pressure fitting right there. You've got 3 bolts, and this is our old crusty pump, so don't mind it. You've got 3 bolts that will fish through the front of the pump, right? And these bad boys are 13 millimeters. I'm gonna take a whole bunch of brake clean and clean these bad boys up. But as you guys can see, we needed a new power steering pump. Something awful. This damn thing is disgusting. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna set you guys up, and we'll kind of go over and see if we can't cover everything that comes with upgrading the power steering on these damn third gens. So I'm just going to jump straight into unboxing our new ZF style pump so that I can kind of show you guys the differences between the non-ZF style pump and the ZF style pump. We also got a couple more goodies over here I'm going to show you guys that create and finish the rest of the ensemble. So this is a Cardone part. That's pretty well known name for these third gen power steering pumps. Just about any of them, the ZF and non-ZF style pumps, they're usually the go-to. I believe they are remanufactured and brand new. We opted for the brand new pump. Show you guys new power steering pump, just so you guys don't think I'm lying. So I'm gonna pop it open real quick. New O-ring for your high pressure fitting. Make sure and replace that bad boy, because I think that's where ours is leaking at. Instructions and stuff. cutters real fast. Already, right off rip, you guys can tell the difference in canister. And then, okay, this is your ZF style power steering pump. You guys can see the bolted on backing plate here. Our old pump here has this snap ring backing plate like so. Ooh, there's power steering fluid. We're always making messes, guys. It is a mess. Versus the bolt-on backing plate, like I just showed you guys. That is the only difference. Now, let me see if I can throw out a couple scenarios for you guys without losing you 100%. Okay, so let's just say your pump goes bad, you want to replace the pump and canister. All right, well, the pulleys are always sold separately. Okay, so you do like I did. You just bought this assembly right here, all right? You're thinking, all good, I'm just gonna go buy a power steering pump pulley puller, yank this old pulley off, throw it on said new power steering pump. Not gonna work. The shafts are completely different sizes between the ZF and the non-ZF style pumps. The non-ZF being the old pump, ZF being the new pump. So what you're gonna have to do while you're at it, go ahead and pick up this Dorman part. It is a new power steering pump pulley for the ZF style pump. You're gonna need it. You're gonna be pulling your damn hair out if you don't buy it all at once. Go ahead and get it on the list, because it's gonna suck if you go to do the install, get your truck taken apart, you can't even finish the damn thing. Also, don't buy them off of Amazon. Say all you need to do, say you bought this same style pump, but you need to get a new pulley because you can't get the pulley on or off. They have this exact same pulley for these trucks on Amazon, but they will dupe you. Make sure and read reviews, guys. I like reading through everything, taking notes, remembering shit, so that I can at least warn you guys. But the pulley is actually a 7-rib pulley and a smaller diameter. I don't know why that is. I don't know why they would say that that fits these trucks. We've got 8-rib belts on these trucks. And also, if you have a smaller pulley, it's just gonna burn that damn power steering pump up just as fast. And we need all the life we can out of these damn power steering pumps. So I think just real fast, I'm gonna go ahead and press my pulley onto our new pump. And maybe try to get it bolted up. Ashton called, she's at home, so I think we might go grab some dinner or something like that and come back here in a little bit and try to flush this system, see if we can't get her hands dirty a little bit. But let's press this pulley on real fast and we'll decide what we're gonna do next. So just real fast, I wanted to show you guys the difference between the pulleys and the whole pump put together. This is your non-ZF style pulley. That's just the kind of general aspect of what it will look like. And then your ZF style pulley. They are the same diameter, same rib width, everything. The only difference is shaft diameter in the middle. If you was to put your new pulley onto your old pump, it'd just be wobbling around everywhere and would not work. It's a different size shaft. So that's what you have to account for, but here is a view of the pump all put together. Here is your pulley install tool. It's just a Pittsburgh Harbor Freight Fine pulley remover and installer set. Super easy. I can't get much simpler. I think that was like a $10 fine for the installer tool, and we will use it. Hell, I ain't no telling how many times. But Harbor Freight always comes in handy. Not a Harbor Freight plug though. So Ashton actually did call. She's at home. I'm gonna come back and bolt it back on, or bolt it onto the truck here in a little bit, because I do have to run and get some extra hose so I can flush the system and all that good shit. But nonetheless, we're ready to throw this bad bitch back in. I'll catch you guys here in a little while. It's 2021, bitches. No, hell, it's the next day. I got done here last night and I had some stuff laid out. I told you guys me and Ashton was gonna come back. Should have known better, being that it was New Year's night, that we weren't gonna make it back here last night. So we're back in here this morning, getting going. I'm waiting on Ashton to actually get home. Whenever she gets home, I think we're gonna go grab some lunch up in Evansville, I think. Anyway, we're back in here. I think I'm gonna get the power steering pump bolted up, kind of go through the process of flushing it. I was going through some clips this morning, what I was filming yesterday, and I kept on telling you guys I was gonna flush the system. If you guys watched the previous uploads, you guys were probably thinking, well, no the fuck you're not, Marcus. You don't have a lift pump on the truck yet. So we're not gonna be flushing it, but I will 100% go through the process with you guys. Super, super easy, and whenever it comes time for when we do get to flush the system and get the truck cranked up, I'll show you guys, because we got to bleed the coolant, we got to flush the system, power steering, we got to bleed it, we got a whole bunch of stuff, and then we're going to be rolling back in right into something else and knocking the truck back down to immobile. But that's okay. I'm super stoked about it. It's wintertime. This is the time to get everything done. We've just been tearing up the 05. We've been driving this thing like crazy. It's raining right now, and I had to drive it here. That killed me. That killed me bad. That's okay, and she's tucked away now, getting all dried out. Anyway, before I get off track, we are gonna throw the power steering pump in, and I guess that's what we're gonna go straight to. Or before we do that, we're actually gonna throw in our new O-ring on our high pressure fitting right there. Do that, and then maybe we might go ahead and bolt up the power steering pump. In here real fast, guys. I did have the pulley all the way installed in place, and I pulled the drive belt over. It's out of the way now down here, but I pulled it over and hooked it around the power steering pump pulley and ran it up to my idle pulley, and how it kind of runs right next to the front of the case right here, you could tell that the belt was a little bit sideways, so the pulley wasn't going to line up exactly right. You don't want to do that, because you'll be slinging belts in a matter of no time. So I went ahead, pulled it back off, and I just been test fitting the pulley on and off, on and off. It's not really no big deal, especially with these pulley removers and installers, makes it super easy. But, so this is where we're at now. You guys can see, as before on the old pump, it was flush with this shaft right here, completely flush. But I would say now we got about 1/8 of an inch or so. I don't have a depth gauge or nothing like that, but I would say about 1/8 of an inch off. And we put our drive belt back on, checked it out. Everything looks like it's super straight. I'll show you guys once we get it reinstalled. I just kind of wanted to throw this back in here for anybody that has any trouble. Just make sure, keep that in mind. Look at your belt, make sure that your pulleys are all lining up good. So let's throw it back in real quick, and I think we're gonna actually go ahead and reroute our serpentine belt, and I'll show you guys how it all lines up. We got the power steering pump reinstalled, and I think we're all good to go. I went ahead and threw the drive belt back on, and everything looks like it's lined up pretty damn good. So you guys can get in here real quick and see. Oh yeah, I went ahead and reinstalled my high pressure line too, and our new O-ring. We are good to go there. It looks good in here with our new power steering pump paired up next to our new CP3 and all of our new fuel lines. Looks awesome. I just hate all this old wire loom. I wish I could redo it all, but that is so damn tedious. Anyway, no, that's a topic for another day. Let me hop up top here, get you guys some light moved on up here. Show you guys what I was kind of referencing to earlier, with aligning the pulley, or aligning the new pulley with all the other pulleys on here. Alright, right here you can see where it runs next to the CP3 shaft access cover. whenever I first put the power steering pump on, and the pulley was all the way flush, focus camera, and the pulley was all the way flush with the shaft on the power steering pump, I was kind of lining it up. I grabbed my belt and just loosely put it on here and pulled it tight over top of the idle pulley, just so it was tight across here. And this bottom end was substantially closer to the access cover than the top side right here. It was almost like it was, I don't know if you guys can get this, but it was kind of like in like that rather than straight like that. It was in, not straight. In, not straight. If that makes sense to you guys. It was real close here and further away up here. So all I did was I just moved the pulley back out this way so that it kind of started straightening this up. And now I think, move my light. I think we are good to go. They all look straight. Everything lined up super easy whenever I reinstalled the drive belt, so it looks good. Our air dog, I keep on checking. You guys, I don't trust FedEx no more at all, but it's saying it's going to be here Sunday now. Fingers crossed that it's going to be here Sunday. God, I hope so. If I can have this thing running before we go back to work Monday, that would be super fucking sweet. I would love that. So I was thinking now, since we don't really need to get in here too much more, other than whenever we got to top off the power steering fluid, that's not going to be no big deal, and to hook up the air dog line, that's just about all we got left in here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and throw the upper radiator hose back on and start topping off the coolant and just kind of let it self-bleed overnight. You can really, if you don't have to start your truck and have it done that day, if you top off the coolant, hang out for about an hour with it, top it off enough, let it self-bleed overnight, it'll burp itself enough to where you don't even have to start the truck to get all the coolant inside of the system. It'll do it on its own. So I think I'm going to throw the upper radiator hose on, start topping it off, and that's probably about where we'll end off this video. I got the upper radiator hose installed, good to go, looks good. I thought it was going to be a little small, but everything fit good. But the only reason it looks small is just because that old upper and lower, they was just swolled up because they were so damn old. But I went ahead and ran about a gallon of distilled water through the system and let it run out, and went ahead and just capped off that petcock, so we're ready to fill it up. But one more thing, I'm not going to top off the system. I can go ahead and move it so I can remind myself, because I am all over the place tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to yank these plugs out of the top of the head right here and reseal those bad boys, just so they got a good amount of set time before we go to cranking on this truck. So I'm going to go ahead, yank those out, clean them up, reseal them, throw them in, and then we'll throw coolant in tomorrow or in the next video whenever we can line it up. So let me yank them bad boys out and we'll get to cleaning them up, and then we'll be done. So you guys can see there's 4 total. We got 3 right here, and we got 1 right here. 3 of them are just 3/8 drive end on a ratchet that you can get out. One of them is an Allen key. Is 1/4 inch Allen key. So the one with the Allen key, it's got a little bit of red sealant, red RTV left on it. The rest of these, it is no more. I mean, it's just went down to this nasty shit. You guys can see just the caked up shit on that one. I can't really find the camera too well. You guys can see the nasty shit on it, not my hand on the plug. But anyway, so we're just gonna clean these up with the wire brush, throw some brake clean on them, let them dry for a second, and then we got some red RTV. We're gonna glob them some bitches down, torque them bad boys back down. I'll get y'all the torque spec per usual, and then I think we're gonna be done. I need to go home and go to bed. Alright guys, so per usual, this is ample time to go ahead and clean up all of your mating surfaces. Get all that old shit out of there, clean it up, take a box cutter, take a shot vac, clean it up real good before you throw your coolant plugs back in. So we have got some red high temp RTV that we're going to be using, good for of excess of 650 degrees. Who knows about that? But a good fresh coating goes a long way. You don't have to glob it on, but we do want to get it all the way around the threads. And just go ahead, do one at a time, tighten it in by finger, go ahead and torque that bad boy down. I actually couldn't find any torque specs, but whenever I was taking them out, they wasn't in there very tight. So I can't imagine you guys send them in there too god awful far. The RTV will do a pretty damn good job. So we're gonna throw them in real quick. My camera's actually about to die, so I'm gonna try to knock this out real fast. Calling it a night, boys. We got the 05 pulled out, warming up. We are heading to the house. Now it's about 10:30 now, but we got these plugs sealed up over here. Right here, you guys can tell I didn't use very much of that RTV at all, and it looks like I used the whole damn tube. But more, I guess, is a little bit better. I guess. I don't know. Let me go over here and turn off this damn radio real fast. So, I know we're a little bit all over the place, but we're knocking out a bunch of good shit on this truck. Hopefully within the next couple of days, the air dog gets here and we can crank this truck up and bring it back to life. I am fucking stoked, because then we can move on to the plans we got for the other vehicles. It's some pretty crazy shit. I think you guys are going to be excited with it, and you're going to want to come along for the ride for damn sure. So I'm just going to start rattling this shit off per usual. Check out our partners, Alex with D-Glass Industries. Go check him out. I got the bedside kit on the 05 out there. He's got some amazing fiberglass products, rocker panels, bedside kits, the works. Go check him out. Tell him your boy sent you. Get a good deal. Badass company, even better deals. Quality product for damn sure. Check us out on Instagram at woodsway_auto. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Go check out our sweetheart, allhell_JK. Go show her some love. She might be a new channel model here pretty soon. We've been talking about it, trying to work some stuff up. I know you guys are excited to hear that. But nonetheless, we'll see you guys tomorrow.